last time we started doing the amortization table. And if you recall, we looked at this particular site. Okay, so let me open this site again. Okay, so we fill this up. If you recall, guys, we said 5 million and then a down payment of 10% payable in 15 years at a rate of 7.875. Was that the figure? 7.875. Let me just check. 7.875. Yeah, that's correct. 7.875. And don't mind this, calculate. Okay, so this was the amortization table. Okay, so the loan was made on December, the payment will be on January. Okay, so this, the yellow part is the interest, the green part is your principal payments, and this is the principal balance. So you see that over time, the principal balance goes down from 2022 up to 2036. That's 15 years since our term is 15 years. So this is the plot of your amortization table. Okay, now you can replicate this, and this is actually here in our table here. Okay, I should have deleted this for you to work on this, but anyway, it's already there. So you can study this. Okay, and this just replicates this replicates what was given in the chart. So I'll just explain some of the because there are some formulas here, okay, which we haven't studied yet. This cumulative interest payments and this cumulative principal payment. Okay, I'll explain it later. Okay, so today we're going to do a dynamic amortization table. What we did before last time was to do this table without extra payment. Now, if you make a housing loan and then if you pay, let's say, monthly extra payment, okay, it will reduce the interest payments. It will reduce the number of years or number of periods you need to pay the loan, as you will see in a while. Now, when you pay this, it's important that you do not pay this in any branch. You have to pay this in the main office itself, and tell the office that you're going to make an extra payment, and that extra payment will be used to reduce the principal payments. Otherwise, if you just pay in any branch, then it will just be treated as a regular monthly amortization, and then it will not be used to pay off your principal. So later on, you might do a loan with HDMF, Pag-ibig. So please take note that you can do extra payment. You can reduce the principal payments. Okay. All right. So let's start now. This one we did last time. Okay. But we want to do some additional features here. We want, for example, what if we change the loan? Okay, what if we make it 5,100,000 or 5,200,000 or 6 million? Then we will have to type this. Okay, if I make it 6 million, then our inputs here, the computations here change, and our model will change. Okay, if I make it 1 million, then once again everything here will change. Okay, now what we want to do is that we want to create a bar, okay, so that this will automatically change. Okay, it will automatically change. And and what we're going to do is we're going to introduce a spinner. Who among you have done spinner buttons before? Spin buttons. Could you kindly chat, please? There's a question here, where can we find your recordings? The recordings, guys, are in our modules. Nasa Canvas natin yan. Okay, so let me show you the recordings. Just to answer this question. Okay, this one, for example, this was our lesson in November 29. So it's in our Canvas, guys. I normally, after our session, I normally post immediately the table, the recording. Okay, did that answer your question, no, Miss? Sino ba yung nagtanong na yun? Michael Laguna?
Yes, sir.
Matagal na to Ang dami ng ano na to, lahat ng mga recordings natin andi dito. So, well, nung simula pa ng term yan eh. Ito, oh. Ayan, lahat ng mga ano natin andi dyan pa nung ano pa to, nung October pa to. It's already December now. So I hope you know already by this time, guys, where the recordings are, because they have been posted there since the beginning of the term. Okay, so let's go back to our lesson. Okay, paki-chat nga, guys, please. Who among you have used spin buttons or spinners? Spin buttons or spinners. For spin buttons, guys, when you click this amount will change. So you don't have to type. It will just automatically change this value here. Kindly chat, please. Who among you know how to, yes or no, please? Yes, you have used spin buttons before, or no, we have not used spin buttons before. Okay, the rest. Six pa lang yung nag-chat. 7. I hope we... Okay, no. Okay, thank you. All right. Now, spinner buttons, they're like data validations, okay, in a sense, but they're very powerful tools in order to help facilitate or make our model really more efficient. Okay, so by a spinner button, what I mean is, for example, when I click this will change to 6,100,000 or 5,000,000, 4,800,000, depending on what we want, how we want this value to change. Okay, so now please check first if you have this developer tab in your Excel. Kindly chat, please, yes or no if you have this developer tab. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, how about the rest? Okay, let's wait for your classmates to respond to that question. Who among you has this developer tab in your Excel? Okay, so thank you. So most probably, guys, you don't have it yet because you have not installed it. So let's install that first. Okay, so how do we install this developer tab? So if you take a look at this ribbon, guys, anywhere here, just click anywhere. Okay, right click. Okay, right click anywhere. Right click. Okay, when you right click, guys, you can see. Then you can see this, and then let's customize the ribbon. Okay, so when you click that, this appears. Okay. All right. So we have here, guys, the default is customized ribbons, popular commands, and then we go to the main tabs. So this is what you can find here in your tabs here. Home, insert, page layout, formulas, okay? These are the defaults. Now, you notice that your developer tab is not clicked. So please kindly click this, click. Okay, kindly click the developer tab and then press OK. And then your developer tab will now appear. Okay, kindly please inform me, guys, if you have installed your developer tab. Kindly chat yes if you have done so. Okay. Okay, repeat. Let me repeat, guys. Okay, let me repeat the instructions. Anywhere here in your scroll button, in your tabs here, anywhere there, just click, right click. Okay. Just right click and then customize the ribbon. Because this is your ribbon. Okay, and then here in the main tab, you'll find your developer. So click developer and then click OK. When you right click, nothing pops up. Okay. Alexi, does this appear? Yung customize the ribbon?
No, sir. Every time I right click, there's no like options that pop up.
Oh, walang nag... Okay. Dito sa mga tabs.
Okay, I'll try ko po.
Try mo, ha?
Wala po talaga.
Wala. Anong Excel yan? 2016 ba yan? 2019?
I think it's the 2019 one po. Is it, siguro it's because of my laptop, sir? I'm not really sure.
I'm not really sure. Handali, ha?
Okay.
What's another way to file, then options ba?
Hello po.
Yes.
If you're using Mac po, you can go to preferences.
Okay. Mac ba yung ginagamit mo?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, sige. So, sorry, who was that who responded?
Me po, sir. Joanna.
Joanna, sige. Joanna, could you kindly explain? Sorry, I'm not using Mac here.
Sure po. For Mac kasi, there's no right, parang bawal po siya i-right click.
Okay.
Under the, di ba may mga tabs sa taas, Excel, File, Edit, View, Insert, blah, blah, blah. Go to Excel, under Excel, mayroong preferences. Then when you click on it, there's a ribbon and toolbar.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sige. Thank you, Joanna. And
You're
Alexi, kindly inform us kung na-install mo na yung developer.
So we can, there po, I found it po. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Alexi. Thank you, Joanna. Okay. Guys, I appreciate questions like this, and that's very good because we're able to help each other. Thank you once again, Joanna. Thank you, Alexi. Any more questions, guys? Paki-chat ulit kung okay na kayo, guys, kung meron na. Kirsten din. Ito yung sinabi ni Joanna, no? Kirsten, are you using also Mac?
Yes po, sir. I found it na po.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So since I think all of us have already installed the developer, so if you click the developer, okay. So this is developer is used to program Excel. Okay, but we're not going to do programming. Okay, we're just here, guys. Visual Basic. This is the programming tool of Excel. Okay, but we're just going to make use of controls. Okay, I hope you see controls here, and then under controls you have this insert. Okay, if you click insert, you'll find here form controls. Now there are two types of form of controls. You have the form controls and you have the ActiveX control. ActiveX control are more powerful. However, they will require some coding. Okay, but for our purposes, okay na yung form control natin. Okay, so there are different types of form controls, no? You have here the button, you have here the combo box, you have here the check box, you have the spin buttons, etc. Okay, these are very, you have here the scroll bar. These are powerful tools that we can use in order to, let's say, make our model or make our spreadsheet more efficient. So today we're going to use this spinner. So if we click this, guys, okay, if you click this, you'll notice that you'll have this crosshair hovering in your spreadsheet. Okay, so anywhere here in your spreadsheet, just draw your spinner. So this one. So you should be having this. Okay, so let me pause for a while, guys. Let me pause for a while, okay? And then kindly chat, guys, if you have this spinner. Chat, please. Okay, more chats, please, guys, okay, so that I know if all of you are able to do so. Okay, how did you do it? Okay, so sige. I'll repeat, guys. Sorry. I'll repeat the process. Let me just cut this first. Okay, so first we go to developer and then we go to insert. There, insert. And then there are different types of form controls here. What we're going to use is this spinner here, spin button. Okay, click this. Okay, once you've clicked it, when you hover your mouse around your spreadsheet, you'll see that crosshair, that plus. Okay, and then anywhere, just drag. Okay, and then you'll have this spinner. Okay, once again, guys, were you able to get it? Kyron, were you able to get it? Okay, thank you. Okay, Robert, were you able to get it? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, the rest, guys, okay na tayo dito? Okay. Let me just move this. You can move this anywhere, guys, anywhere you want to put this. So let me just move it here. Okay. Now take note, when I click this one, nothing happens. Okay, nothing happens yet because we have not formatted this. We're going to format this. And what we want is the loan principal, because in Pag-ibig in HDMF, the HDMI by HDMF, the maximum loan is 6 million. Okay, and the minimum loan is I think it's 1 million. So let's let the loan principal be from 1 million to 6 million, and then let's increment it by, just for purposes of example, let's make it increment by 200,000. So for example, from 1 million, if you click this, it will become 1,200,000. If you click this, 1,400,000. Another click, it becomes 1,600,000. It means it will increase by 200. So depending on what you need, guys, you can easily format your cell. Okay, so this does not change the loan principal yet because we haven't formatted this. So what we do is to right-click this. Okay, right-click this, and you notice that buttons appear. Okay, it's live now. And then format control. Okay, see, format control there. Okay. So what do you find here? This is now the format control. You can do some formatting, the size, if you want to adjust the height and the width. Okay, protection. Okay, it means that it's locked. Some properties. Okay. Can do alternative text, and then this is what we're interested in, the control. Okay, now take note, guys, that the default is minimum value of 0, maximum value of 30,000. Okay, and then incremental change. It means that you can let this spin button move from 0 up to 30,000. Okay, 0 up to 30,000, and then incremental change of 1. So that's a lot of numbers. 0. If you keep on clicking this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, up to 30,000. Now this is important, the cell link. Okay, the cell link. So it means, where do I want to link this spinner button? For now, guys, let's link this. Okay, let's link this spinner button. Okay, let's link it to this one, just beside the beside our loan principal, E6. So I'm linking it to E6. Okay, so I press OK. All right. Okay. So currently, guys, it's at 9, depending on how the number of times you click this. But if I click this, guys, okay, if you notice now, it's moving. Okay, and this can be up to 30,000 because that's the maximum. Minimum of 0. Okay, maximum of 30,000. Okay, let me go to format control again. There, guys. Minimum value 0, maximum 30,000, increment of 1. Now we can change this. For example, you can change this into 100s. Okay, so okay, all right. And then if we click this, there, it changes now by 100, 300. So depending on the increment that you want it changed. Okay, so that the value now, okay, if I keep on clicking, it will be only up to, okay, I should have made this 1,000 so that it's faster. Okay, take note, guys. Okay, only up to 30,000. Okay. So once again, let me change this. If I make this into, let's say, 1,000. Okay, so it will increment by 1,000. There. It will increment by 1,000 up to 0, and then up to 30,000. There. Okay. Any questions so far, guys, about our spin button?
Sir?
Robert, yes. What's your question?
Is it maxed out lang po talaga 30,000, sir?
Yes, oo. Dito kaya may technique tayong gagawin mamaya, no? So kasi dito ang sabi, maximum value niya, kung saan natin nakalink yan, guys, wherever it's linked, the maximum is 30,000. So it cannot increase more than 30,000. And the minimum is 0. Okay, of course, you can change this. You can make this lower. You can make it 20,000. Okay, but if I make this, let's say 50,000, okay, I'll make it 50,000. Let's see. Okay, see. Scroll value must be between 0 and 30,000. It will not accept this because it's only from 0 up to 30,000. Okay, let me return that. Okay, Robert, did that answer your question? Robert? Any questions, guys? Any questions about, okay, paki-chat nga please, guys, kung understood so far yung role ng spinners or spin buttons. Okay, sorry. Sorry, si Ed pala yan, no? Okay, sorry, Ed. Sorry, Robert. Okay, good. Others, please. Paki-chat lang, guys, sa chat box para so that I know if you're able to follow, guys. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Now, the question is, how are we going to, by the way, how are we going to use this so that we can change our loan principal from 1 million up to 6 million? Okay, so that's what we want. Okay, so let's write here. Okay, we want a minimum of minimum and maximum. We want a minimum of 1 million and a maximum of 6 million. Okay, so oops. Okay, let me move this here. Okay, let me just do it here. Number. No decimal place. Okay. Oops, 10,000. All right. We want our loan principal to vary from 1 million up to 6 million, which means that when I click this, guys, when I click our spinner buttons, okay, when I click our spinner buttons, this should change from 1 million up to 6 million. And then let's give it an increment. Okay, so how do you want our increment to change? Any suggestion, guys? What do you want our, which one, Edgar? What do you want me to repeat?
The minimum and maximum, sir. I wasn't
Okay.
able to catch
All
it.
right. Thank you, Edgar, for that question. Now, we want the loan principal, this one, to vary from 1 million to 6 million because that's the amount allowed by Pag-ibig for housing loan. Okay, or we can make it. I'm not sure if there's 500,000, but let's just make it from 1 million up to 6 million. Okay, we want the loan principal to vary from 1 million to 6 million. 6 million is the maximum amount that Pag-ibig allows borrowers. Okay, those who are making home loans, house loans, the maximum amount is 6 million. Okay, so the minimum amount, let's peg it at 1 million. Okay, so what we want is that our loan amount to vary from 1 million up to 6 million. Okay, we don't want any value lower or any value higher because we cannot loan, let's say 7 million or 8 million. We cannot loan that amount from Pag-ibig. We can only loan up to 6 million. Okay, so how do you want the increment to be? What do I mean by increment? When we click this spinner button, I want this to be 1 million, and then it becomes 1 million, let's say 200, 1,400,000, 1,600,000. So let's just give it increments of 200,000. Okay, increments of 200,000. Of course, you can change that. Okay, just for our purposes, we want increments of 200,000. When I say increments of 200,000, I mean from 1 million it becomes let's say 1,200,000, and from 6 million, when we click the spinner button below, going down, it becomes 5,800,000. So increments of 200,000. Okay, so this increment 200,000 will be critical for us. Okay, so if there were increments of 200,000, okay, what would be our minimum value? Okay, here. If we're incrementing it by 200,000, okay, what should be our minimum value so that our minimum value is 1 million? Okay, so let me repeat that question. We want to increment this by 200,000. Okay, so we want the values to change by 200,000. And if we want to peg the minimum value at 1 million, okay, and maximum at 6 million, okay. Okay, scroll, okay. Okay, let me first change this to 1. Let me go back to 1, okay. All right. So how much how much should be our minimum value? This one. This one. What should be our minimum value, guys? And what should be our maximum value? So if we want to increase it by 200,000, our minimum value should be, so that's 1 million divided by 200,000. Okay, so that's 5. And on the other hand, for 6 million, it should be 6 million divided by 200,000. Okay, 30. Okay, what do I mean by that? If our minimum value is 5, and then it will increment by minimum value of 5, okay, and then it's incrementing by 200,000, then that means 5 times 200,000, that's your 1 million. Okay, and your maximum value is 30 times times 200,000. Okay, that's 6 million. Okay, so let me give this a name, and let's call it our increment. Okay, increment. We just give that a name, increment, 200,000. Okay, so this is now the trick that we're going to do. Okay, so let's format this, and then we're linking it to E6, and our minimum value is 5. Okay, and our maximum value is 30. 30, and then we're going to increment it by 1. Okay, so let me click OK. All right, now take note, guys. If I click this, so it does not change because we said that the maximum should be 30 and the minimum should be 5. Okay, so if I click this down, okay, now we have changed the minimum value from 5 up to 30. Okay, so what are we going to do with this? Now for this one, we're going to link it to this one. So the loan principal, guys, okay, we're not going to write it, but we're going to multiply whatever the value here is, which is linked to our spinner. Okay, let me delete this first. Okay, so I want this to be between 1 million and 6 million. So what I'm going to do is link it here. Okay, 5 times R, and I'm going to use our increment, INC. Okay, there. Okay, what have we done, guys? We're going to use the increment value of 200,000, and we're going to multiply it by whatever value here is. Okay, so if I press enter here, notice that it's now 1 million. If I increase the spinner, what's happening, guys? It's now increasing by 200,000, which is what we want. Okay, and this will be up to, the maximum will be up to 30, no? And 30 times 200,000 is 6 million. So this way, guys, we have effectively made sure that the loan principal only ranges from 1 million up to 6 million using our spin button. Okay, our spin button is linked to this one, 5 up to 30, and then our loan principal is linked to our spin button. So when we're changing this, guys, the loan principal will change. Okay, because it's E6, so whatever the value of your spin button is, multiply that by 200,000, which is our increment. So we peg this to be a minimum of 5 times 200,000, that's 1 million. We peg this maximum of 30, so your 30 times the increment of 200,000, that's your 6 million. Okay, and then we can, okay, let me just, you can drag this, you can change its, let me just put this here, and then you can resize this. There. Okay. All right. So you can keep on clicking. Of course, you can modify the increment. can make it, it depends on what you want. You can make it 500,000. If you want increments of 500,000, you can make it 100,000. Okay. All right, let me pause for a while, guys. Let me pause. Okay, questions? Please don't be ashamed to ask questions. Okay, please chat, please, if you understood the process. I would appreciate, guys, feedback from you if you got the process. Is your spinner button now working? Okay, Robert, thank you for that question. How do you find maximum and minimum? Okay, all right. Minimum and maximum, it depends on the value that you want. Here, we're targeting the loan principal. And we said that we want the loan principal to be from 1 million up to 6 million. Why up 1 million up to 6 million? I know that for a loan in Pag-ibig, the maximum loan is 6 million. Okay? I'm not sure about the 1 million, but we just pegged it at 1 million. So that's how we got the 1 million and 6 million. Okay? So it depends on the value, and it depends on the value that you're trying to solve. If, for example, you might want to, let's say, if the problem that you're trying to solve is, let's say age, for example, age related. So your minimum could be 18 and your maximum could be 60. Okay, it depends really on the nature of the problem. So dito, guys, what we're doing is the Pag-ibig loan problem. Okay, and we know that the maximum loan is 6 million, and we pegged the minimum at 1 million. So that's where this came from. Okay, and for the increment, guys, we said, by how much do you want your spin to increase for every click? Okay, because you could have changed this to, if I change this to 500,000, okay, take note that this has a name, increment. So whatever we change here, guys, that will appear in your increment. Okay, so, all right. So if this was 500,000, okay, then our minimum should be only 12. Okay, we should change this from 2 to 12. Okay, but we did not do that. And notice now that the loan principal is now 15 million. The minimum is now, okay, 2.5 million. Why 2.5 million? Because, okay, because our minimum here, okay, let me show our format control. But we pegged the minimum to be 5. Okay, so 5 times 500,000, that's 2.5 million. Okay, and the maximum was 30. So 30 times 500,000, that's 15 million. Kaya that's why the loan principal became from 2.5 up to 15 million. So if you want, guys, if you want this to be 1 million and 6 million, then we have to change this, 2 and 12. Okay, so let's change this. Format control. I have to make the minimum value to 2 and the maximum value to 12. Okay, take note, guys, that this is linked to your incremental change. Okay, but here the incremental change is only 1 because we just want the increments to be from 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 12. Okay, because 1 incremental change here is equivalent to this one, 500,000. Okay, so let's take a look, guys. If it was, okay, now let's see if this works. there, guys. It still works from 1 million, but this time it's incrementing by 500,000. 1.5 million, 2 million, 2.53, until it's still up to 6,000. Okay. All right. Robert, did that answer your question?
Yes, po, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that question, Robert. I appreciate that question. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Don't be ashamed to ask questions, guys. No, it's a little arithmetic. Okay. You just have to find out for yourself. For example, this one also, percentage down payment. Okay. What you can do is, I want you to practice on this. Let's say we can make this vary from 5%, 10%, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, you can do a scroll button here. I'll leave that for your exercise, guys, so that your percentage down payment will move from minimum of 5%, maximum of 30%. So just like this one, guys, you have to do this one. Okay, so it's incrementing by 5%. Okay, so that means that when you multiply this, it should be just like this one, guys. So you're multiplying this by 500,000 in this case, okay, because that's our increment. So for this one, you have to determine what increment do you want. So if you want increments of 5%, then that means from minimum of 5%, it will keep on adding 5%, 5%, and then it becomes 10%, and then 15%, 20%, 25%, until 30%. So you have to define the minimum value and the maximum value that you want, and then how much the value will increment. Okay, you work on that, guys. So it's easy to determine what will be your minimum value. Okay, for example example. So sabi natin, ang minimum natin 5%, ang maximum 30%. No? Okay, that's very easy to do. No? We have to just identify ano ba yung increments natin. Gusto nyo ba increments ng 1%? If it's increments of 1%, then the answer that we'll be getting is 5%, and then the next one is 6%, 7%, 8%. So that's the increment. But if you want 5% increment, okay, so this is our increment. Let me just copy this, Control C, Control V. Okay, so you can now determine, guys, okay, what will be the minimum value dun sa spinner natin. Okay, so let me just fix this. And then make this as a number. So ito yan, guys. So spinner natin, ang minimum value natin 1, tapos ang maximum value natin 6. Okay? And then what are we going to do here, guys? Dito yung 1 to 6. Tapos dito sa percentage down payment natin will be whatever the spinner value is times yung increment natin na 5%. Okay? So that's the technique that we will do when we want a particular value to change. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it na lang, no? So this one, okay, we can copy this. Control C. So copy and then paste. Okay. So we were able to copy the spin button. However, guys, when we click this, okay, what changes is this one, okay? Because this one is still linked to E6. Okay, so we will change this. We'll make it E7. All right, and okay, as I mentioned a while ago, we will make the minimum 1 and the maximum 6. Again, format control, minimum value of 1, okay, maximum value of 6, okay, and then this one we link is equal to, that will be E7, multiplied by our increment of 5%. All right. Okay, so now we have 30% and minimum of 5%. Okay, maximum of 30%. Okay, so that's how you do a spin button, guys. You just have to make sure that you are able to define. Okay, just fix this. You can change the length, okay, etc. Okay, any questions? Clear so far, guys? Paki-chat please kung clear so far, kung nakuha nyo rin yung ano, yung I'll give you a few minutes, guys, to work on the percentage. If you haven't done so. Okay. Any questions, guys? Okay, I'll return this to our original problem of 5 million, 10% down payment. Okay, so this one we did last time already. Okay, we did a data validation here. Okay, we did the VLOOKUP here. Okay, and then we computed for this one. Okay, and then what we did was to work on our amortization table. Now for this one, okay, we're going to do an extra payment. So which means that we're going to compute for this one. And let's say we want to add on top of the 42,680, I want my loan to have reduced interest. I want my loan to be paid up faster than 180 months, okay, because this is 15 years. So it makes sense, guys, on top of this monthly amortization to pay extra, let's say on a monthly basis, for example. So if you plan to pay, let's say 1,000, additional 1,000 per month, our total payment will now be how much, guys? May I know how much will be our total payment now? Will be equal to, our total payment will now be, because this is your, this is the monthly amortization. And then if we're going to add the extra payment of 1,000, then, okay, therefore our payment will be 43,680.24. However, what's good about this is that the interest, okay, the additional 1,000 will not be a part of the monthly amortization payment. This 1,000 will be used to deduct from the principal balance. So because of that, the number of periods will be diminished because your principal balance will now be diminished by 1,000. So once again, guys, when you do this, you should not pay in the branch. Okay, you do not pay in the payment centers. Diba, may mga bayad centers, okay? Let's say 7-Eleven or the bayad centers, guys, you do not do that because the extra 1,000 will also be part of the, it will also incur interest, okay? So what we do is we pay at the main office so that 1,000 will be deducted from the principal balance. So the number of periods to retire, we can now compute this using NPER, okay? Our rate, our monthly rate is this one, comma. PMT will now be this one, okay? So it's not 42,680, it will be 43,680, comma. Our present value, we have to make one cash flow negative, so present value is 450. Okay, no future value. Type is an annuity ordinary, so you can type 0 or ignore this. Okay, so this will be the formula to compute now for the number of periods if you're paying this time 43,680 instead of 42,680. Okay, enter there. Notice that from 180 months, it's now around 173 months. So there was a reduction of about 8 months, almost 1 year. In fact, if we increase this 15, okay, there. So 180 minus 168, almost 1 year. Okay, almost 1 year. Okay, let me see what, there's a question here. Oh, yes, Ed, thank you. Yung 1 peso extra, you add this on top of the 42,680. Okay, and what's the rationale for that? The rationale for that is that you want the total interest to be reduced. Okay, and you also want that the number of months for you to pay the loan is reduced also. You see, if you pay 1,500, okay, extra every month, then it will take you now only 168 months to pay off the loan, as against 180 months if you don't pay extra. Okay, so let's see, number of years to pay here will be just get the 168 months divided by 12. So now it's 14.06 versus 15 years. So you're able to save, you're able to reduce the number of years from 15 down to 14. And the total payment now will be, so how much will we be paying? 44,000 per month multiplied by how many periods now? 168 monthly periods. So the total amount that we're going to pay now is 7,456. Compare that with 768. Okay, if we don't give extra payment. Okay, in other words, we're able to save. How much would be our savings? The total payment without any extra payment will be this, minus our total payment with the extra will be that. So we were able to save 226,000. Okay, 226,000. Okay, and our total interest payment. Okay, how much will be our total interest payment? The total payment that we made minus the principal payment. Okay, so it's 2.956. Here, the interest payment, let's put it here, interest payment. Our interest payment will be equal to the total amount minus 4,500,000. Okay, so you notice, guys, that if we don't pay extra, the interest payment will be 3.18 million. Here it will be 2.956 million. So if you keep on paying extra, then this will be reduced. In fact, let's make it 3,000. Suppose you say I can pay extra 3 million at 3,000. Okay, you notice, guys, that this is the savings that we can have, and it will now take us, instead of 15 years, it will now take us around 13 years, 13 and a half and 1/4 years to pay off our loan. Okay, so this really makes sense, guys. This makes sense. Okay, any questions, guys?
Sir, how do you get the interest payment again?
Interest payment is this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this one. Okay, you just subtracted whatever the total payment is minus the principal. The principal is 4.5 million. So the difference is your interest. Okay, thank you for that question. Any other questions, guys? Okay, if we try, guys, let's, okay, notice that our model is dynamic. If we change anything here, guys, if we change anything here, then our values here, computed values, will change. Okay, years to pay, okay. Okay, so let me go from here. So total payment per period will be the sum now of your monthly amortization plus the extra payment. Okay, let me, because that might confuse some of you, let me go back to 5 million, okay? Of course, guys, here you can also do scroll here. You can do spinner button here. Okay, so for example, you might wish to do spinner button here from 500 and then 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, increments of 500, or increments of 100, 200, etc. Okay, so the total periods now, we use the N per function. Okay. Our rate is the monthly rate. Okay, our PMT will now be not the 42,000. It will be now the total, the new amortization, because we're adding the extra payment. Okay, the present value will still be 4.5 million. No future value. Type is annuity ordinary. Okay, so that's the total periods to pay. Okay, so number of years will just be total periods divided by 12 to convert it into years. Therefore, our total payment with extra is simply how much monthly are you paying this amount multiplied by how many months. Okay. All right. Let's make this 2,000, or let's just make it 1,000 in the meantime. Okay. So if you pay 1,000, guys, extra every month, okay, then this will definitely change. Okay, you'll have savings of 154,817. Chiron, 172. Kasi siguro nag-change ako kanina. No? Nag-change ako kanina dito. Okay, what I was saying is if you change this, guys, okay, of course, this will change. No? Everything will change. Okay, that's how dynamic our model is. Okay, thank you, Aaron. All right, any other questions, guys? Okay, so let's go here, guys. Let's prepare our amortization table. Okay, so we start with month 1. Okay, gawin natin 16. Center ko lang. Okay, and then how many months is this? Okay, tanggalan muna natin, guys, ng ano, no? Let's put this at 0. Okay, so no extra payment yet. So if there's no extra payment, then it will just be the same as this one. Okay, total payment with extra would be 7.68 million. Same thing here. Okay, because we don't have any extra payment. This will only change, guys, if we have extra payment here. All right, so let's peg it first at 0. Okay, and then it will take us 180. Right? So you remember how to do this, guys? Okay, so we just fill this up, fill series in columns, stop value natin 180. Okay, so that should be now 180 months. Okay. All right, so for the first line, guys, for the first line, the beginning balance would be equal to the 4.5 million. Okay, we need not fix anything here because maybe nothing 16, because we're not going to copy this formula. We're going to fix only in the second month. Okay, what will be our payment? Our payment will be, okay, so let's use this. Let's use this. Okay, so that when we have extra payment, what will be reflected in the payment is this one. Sorry. We still use this. Okay, and then for the extra payment, we link it here. So no extra payment yet, but if I make this 1,000, okay, so it will be reflected here. Okay, but let's just change it to 0 first. And then how much will be our interest? Our interest will be dependent on our beginning balance. So this amount multiplied by the monthly interest. Okay. Okay, let's change this format. format printer, this one, okay, to make it also a number format. The principal will now be, guys, what will be the principal payment? What will now be the principal payment? Okay, let's add first here 1,000. Okay, so if you have extra payment, then this will be used, guys, to decrease your principal. Okay, so how much will be our principal payment? It will be equal to the sum of this and this, okay, minus the interest. Take note, because of this, guys, okay, so it will be added to the principal. Okay, so it's the payment plus the extra payment minus the interest expense. Okay, so it's now the principal payment will now be 14,000, as compared to if we did not add this 1,000, it will simply be 42,680 minus 29. Okay, so this amount is added to the principal payment, and then the month-end principal should now be equal to whatever the beginning balance is, and then minus this amount. Okay. All right. So what will now be our beginning balance? For month 2, it will be equal to this amount. Copy lang natin yung format nito. No? Okay. So the beginning balance of month 2 will be the ending balance of month 1. The payment will be still this one. Okay. And then we need to fix this because we're going to copy the formula going down. So I need to just fix the row, okay, because we're not going to change the column position. If we're going to copy it down, the column position will not change. Therefore, we're just going to fix the row. Okay, how about the payment? The payment will also be equal to this one. Okay, and then we need to fix this. Fix the row again. How about your interest payment? Your interest payment will be equal to whatever your beginning balance is multiplied by your monthly rate. Okay, then fix the monthly rate. Okay. And then our principal payment will still be the same. It will be equal to the sum ng payment at saka extra payment natin, okay, minus the interest payment. And lastly, our month and principal will be equal to whatever your balance is minus the principal payment. There. Okay, let me pause for a while, guys, and entertain questions or queries. Questions? Let me go through the process again. Okay, our beginning balance for month 2 will be the ending balance of month 1. So it's linked here. Okay, the payment will still be equal to this monthly amortization. We're fixing the row. Okay, this one will be linked to our H6, the extra payment. Naka-fix ulit. Our interest will now be equal to the beginning balance multiplied by the monthly interest rate. Okay. Excuse me. Principal payment will now be the sum of your monthly amortization and your extra payment minus the interest payment. And then your month-end principal will be simply the beginning balance minus the principal payment. Okay. right? So we can now copy this down. Okay. All right. Now, you notice, guys, that at 180, you notice that it's already negative. It's already negative, which means that since the model tells us that we'll be able to pay at 173 months, okay, here, there, 172.33, that's around 173 months. Then you notice that beyond 173, it's already negative. The beginning balance is already negative. Okay, so this is not a dynamic model because we have here values that we don't want. Okay, had we deleted this, guys, delete. Okay, then it will still be 180 months. Then our model will be okay. There. Our model is okay because at the end it's 0. Okay, but if we add extra payment, for example, we make this, let's just to dramatize the example, 5,000. Okay, 5,000 per month. Notice that it's 148 months. If you go down here, okay, it's still 180. Okay. Okay. So what we want is our model should be dynamic so that if it's 148, then what should appear here should only be 148. Okay? Dapat matanggal na yung yung hanggang 180, no? This should no longer appear. Okay, because that's already irrelevant as far as we're concerned because of this extra payment of 5,000. Okay? So how do we do that? How do we make this model? Okay, let me backtrack to 1,000. How do we make this model dynamic so that when we change any parameters here, okay, our model will only be up to the total periods to retire the loan. Nothing more, nothing less. So I'm expecting dapat 173 lang to kasi 172 and something. Okay? So let me pause for a while and clear ba, guys, kung ano yung gusto natin mangyari? Kindly chat yes. I don't want this, guys. I don't want this model. Kasi what we did here was to create a series hanggang 180. Okay, nag-create tayo ng series hanggang 180. Okay? And so, because there are values here, tinuloy-tuloy pa ni Excel. No? Eh, hindi na dapat to kasi negative na to. No? Okay, so I want only the model to stop at 173. Kasi hanggang 173 months lang siya. Okay? Okay, paki-chat please kung clear yung natin, objective natin, clear yung gusto natin. Dapat kung ano yung number of months, total periods to retire the loan, dapat yun lang dapat yung lalabas dito sa model natin. Kindly chat please, yes, kung clear siya. Clear yung objective natin. Did I spell out the objective properly? Kindly chat yes, yes please, kung clear, or if you want me to repeat the objective. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so ang objective natin, guys, yung model natin, kasi dynamic sabi natin, di ba? We're claiming that this is a dynamic model. So dapat, guys, in this model we were able to create spinners. Okay? Tapos dynamic naman in a sense, guys, na if we change anything here, any of the givens, magbabago to. Pero ang amortization table natin, hindi pa siya dynamic. Kasi, guys, pag nag-extra payment tayo, we know that the value, the number of periods to retire will decrease. So dapat, guys, yung model natin, dapat hanggang kung kailan lang dapat mag-decrease. Hindi na up to 180. Okay, so to do that, guys, to do that, we have to, then let's delete first. Control Shift down arrow. Let's delete everything here. Delete muna natin yan. No? So, ang matitira lang yung month 1 kasi month 1 will not change. Yan pa rin talaga yung formula niyan. Month 1 will not change. But if we go to month 2, dito na magbabago. Okay. So, let's now create a formula so that, okay, itong month natin, hindi siya mag-a-add, guys, kung 2 conditions. No? Okay. All right. So, let's create now a formula, this one. So, okay. Do you all know the if function in Excel? Kindly chat, please, kung yes or no. Have you used the if function before? Please chat yes or no, please. No, okay. I really wish, guys, na ano na mas marami magre-respond kasi so far, guys, from my experience in this class, either not all are responding, minsan nga, I don't know, maybe 3% lang, not even 5%. So I would appreciate, guys, if you really give me feedback, no, para alam ko kung what's the status of the class. Okay, so as to my question, guys, if you have used the if function before, okay, yung if function in Excel, ganito yan, no? So if you type if, okay, if, okay, ang sabi dito, what does that do? Checks whether a condition is met and returns value if true and another value if false. Okay, so we give it a condition. Okay, tapos yung condition, check niya, kung true yun, anong gusto natin na value? Tapos kung false, ano yung gusto natin na value? So that's ang syntax niya, yan. If, then may logical test tayo, and then value if true, and then value if false. Okay, so that's the syntax. Okay, so let's do that here. Okay, ngayon, question, kailan natin gusto magkaroon ng month? When do you want that another month is added here? Di ba? Ito 1. So, dapat 2 ang susunod, di ba? Tapos 3 ang susunod. Tapos, may kasunod pa ba na 4? Okay. So, we have to check if we really want to add one more month here. So, how do we check that, guys? Okay. Kunyari, wala na tong month na to. So dapat wala na siya ilalagay dito. Kunyari month 3, month 4, wala na dapat, no? Kasi natapos na dito eh. Kung hanggang 173 lang yan, month 173. Okay. Like this one. Kung 173 to, no? Dapat wala na dito. Hanggang 173 lang dapat siya. So how do we do that? Okay, first, okay, let's use the if function if. Okay, let me increase the size. So it's equal to if. If, number 1. Okay, if meron pang previous month, okay, if the previous month is equal to, kung wala na siyang laman, okay, that's what the double quotes there mean nothing. Okay. Kung wala nang laman yung previous cell natin, sine-check natin yung previous cell. Kung wala na siyang laman, dapat wag na magbibigay ng laman pa. Okay, so that's a simple test so that pag dinag natin yung formula, tapos wala na siya nakitang previous month, dapat wala na rin siya ilalagay kasi tapos na yun eh. Tapos na. Okay, ano pa? Ano pa? May isa pa tayong i-check, no? Ito, yung principal. Okay? Kailan ba dapat hindi na maglalagay ng panibagong month? Number 1, yung previous month, wala nang laman. Wala nang naka-indicate na month doon. Tapos pangalawa, yung month-end principal na to dapat, ano na, guys? What do you think? What should be the test there? What should be the value of the month-end principal para hindi na magkaroon ng month dito? Guys? Anyone? Kailan titigil maglalagay ng month dito? Kung kunyari ito guys, 0 na to. Magdadagdag pa ba tayo ng month? Kindly chat please. If the month end principal is already equal to 0, then are we still going to add a month here? Okay, correct, no? Hindi na, tama. Wala na, guys. Kasi 0 na to di ba? Pag yung month end principal natin 0 na, therefore, fully paid na yung principal balance, hindi na dapat maglalagay ng month dito. So gawin natin guys, mag-if na naman tayo. If. So that's another if statement, no? If this amount, if this one is equal to 0, pag 0 na siya, okay, ano ilalagay natin? Pag 0 na yung month end principal natin, ano ilalagay natin dito? What will be the value of the month? Anyone, guys? Yes, let me see. Okay, wala na dapat. Thank you, Robert. Wala na dapat, no? So, if the month-end principal naging 0 na siya, therefore, ang ilalagay natin dito sa month na to, blanco na rin. Wala na. Not 0 but blank. Okay? Or 0 din naman yan, no? Okay? Wala na siyang ilalagay. Comma. Now, value if false. Paano kung may 0 pa dito? Ano dapat ilalagay na value? Anyone? Kasi sabi natin dito, if age 20 is equal to 0, okay, give us nothing. Wag na siya maglagay dito. Paano kung hindi equal to 0 to? Ano ilalagay natin? Kung hindi pa 0 to, therefore, it will be, ano guys? Ano yung, kunyari ito, yan, 4.48 million. Ano yung month dapat dito? What will be the value of the month? Month to guys, month. Kasi nasa month column tayo Pinas natin. Is this equal to 0? Nyari yan, 4.48 million pa yung value niya. Ano yung magiging month dito? Ano yung magiging value ng month, guys? What should be the number here, guys? Month, ano na dapat to? Simple lang, guys. Month 1 kasi yung previous Ano yung dapat yung susunod? Yeah, correct. Thank you, Robert. Plus 1, di ba? So whatever the previous month is, okay, the previous month plus 1. Tatagdagan natin yung buwan. Okay? So that's our function here, guys, no? Para maging dynamic to. Hindi tayo mismo maglalagay ng months. Titingnan ni Excel, no? Number 1. Meron pa bang nakalagay sa previous month? Okay, kung wala na nakalagay, wag na siya maglalagay, no? Pangalawa, yung month-end principal ba 0 na? If this is already equal to 0, then anong gagawin? Whatever the previous month is, plus 1. Okay? Sige, notice guys, nag-2 na siya. Bakit? Unang-una may previous month. Pangalawa, hindi pa to equal to 0. So talaga magdadagdag siya ng 1. Okay? I-drag ko to guys. Drag ko to, pababa. Ano nangyari? What happens? What happened guys? Ano ba yung function dito? Kung meron pa bang previous term, may previous month pa, kung wala na, wag maglagay, no? Pero meron pa di ba? 2. So I'm expecting dapat maging 3 yan. Kaso may isa pang time test. Yung previous month end principal ba equal to 0 na? Equal to 0 na siya? Okay? Yes, it's equal to 0. Then, wag na tayo maglalagay. Kasi 0 na to wala nang laman to Diba? Alright. Then if I copy down again, Okay, wala na talaga. No? Bakit? Chinek natin yung previous. May laman pa ba yan? Is it equal to nothing? Kung wala na laman yan, then give me nothing. Okay? Alright? So, dito guys, na-stop na natin. Ano? Na-stop na natin yung mga paglagay ng months dito. Okay. So, let's go here now. Okay? Isa-isayin natin to. No? Paano yung beginning balance? Yung beginning balance natin guys, kung manual lang, ililink natin dito. Kaso hindi. Dapat titingnan natin yung month. May month pa ba? Kung may month pa, then maglalagay pa tayo ng mga values dito. Pero kung wala ng month, dapat wala nang ilalagay dito kasi ibig sabihin ng wala ng month, guys, wala ng wala ng previous month or zero na yung principal balance natin. Okay? So, we'll have another if statement. No? If natin, if this, yung month na to, kung saan nakalocate tong row na to, no? If that is nothing, give us nothing. Okay? Kung wala na yung laman ng month yan, huwag na tayong maglalagay ng beginning balance. Okay, clear class? Okay, otherwise, value, if our month end is nothing, give us nothing, value if true. Otherwise, ano yung value if false natin? Yung previous month. Okay? Ilalagay natin yung previous month na month end balance. Okay, and then we're not going to change anything there, fix anything there. Okay, so yung kinapi niya, no? Kasi may laman pa tayong month 2. How about payment, guys? Ganun din. If the month is wala nang laman siya, huwag na siya maglagay ng payment. Otherwise, copy niya tong payment na to. Tapos i-fix natin. Okay? So nakalink yung natin, yung mga entries dito sa month. Kung wala nang laman tong month na to, hindi na siya maglalagay dito. Hindi na i-continue yung process. Okay, since may month 2 pa, no? Kinapi niya to. How about the extra payment? Ganun din. If this one is nothing, give us nothing. Otherwise, bigay niya sa atin yung extra payment. Okay, and then I'm going to fix the row. There. Okay, and then interest, ganun din, if wala nang buwan, okay, if that's nothing, give us nothing. Otherwise, what will be the computation of the interest? The interest will be computed based on the beginning balance, okay, times the monthly rate. Fix natin yung B13. Okay? So enter. How about the principal, guys? Ganun din. If this one is equal to nothing, give us nothing. Otherwise, ang principal payments natin will be the sum of your payment and your extra payment, okay, minus the interest. Okay. All right. How about the month-end principal? So it's equal to ganun din, no? If this one is nothing, give us nothing. However, may isa pa tayong idadagdag. May isa pa tayong ano yung idadagdag natin? Dapat i-compare natin si beginning balance at saka si principal. Okay? Dapat i-compare natin siya. Paano pa magkakaroon ng month-end principal? Magkakaroon pa ng month-end principal kung if, it's almost time guys, tapusin ko lang to, no? If yung beginning balance natin mas malaki pa kaysa sa principal natin. No? Okay, so let's do this. No? If mag-i-if ulit tayo, if the beginning balance minus the principal, okay, is greater than 0, okay, ibig sabihin may balance pa, no? Mas malaki yung beginning balance natin. Kunyari, this is 100. Ang principal natin 80 lang. So ibig sabihin may balance pa tayo. Okay? If the beginning balance is greater than the principal, then i-subtract niya. No? Value if true, control C, i-subtract nga niya. Okay? Otherwise, guys, Kung mas maliit na yung beginning balance natin at saka yung principal, mas maliit na to. Kunyari ito, 100 na lang. Tapos ito, 100, ito, let's say ito ano na, 102. So mas malaki na yung principal natin, di ba? Correct? Anong gagawin natin? Dapat wala nang month end, no? Iko-close na niya. Okay? So dapat 0 na to. Wala na dapat value yan. Kasi yung payment natin sumobra na kaysa dun sa principal balance. So close na yan. Okay? So it's already time, guys. Ano ko lang to, no? And then I can now copy this down. Lagyan mo na, tanggalin mo natin to, guys. Gawin natin 0, no? Para mas makita natin. And then I'm going to copy this down. Ituloy-tuloy nyo lang, guys, hanggang para mas dynamic yung model natin. Siguro ilagay natin up to 500, no? Para makita natin kung nag-work na yung model natin. Okay, so ibig sabihin nito, lumalampas pa siya, no? Ibig sabihin, we need to work on this. Okay, may i-adjust tayo dito. Okay, saan tayo nagkamali dito? May hindi ba tayo na-fix? Naka-fix yung D14, extra payment, C21 times D14. Okay, so C38 minus okay, so medyo nagkamali, may mali tayo sa model natin dito. No? Okay, it's already time, guys. So let me first stop recording.